such a pleasure to see you again on today. There's so many different things going on. I'm just so ecstatic. The book launch and everything is just going so well, but we're going to talk about that later on. What I have for you today is some tips on social media marketing and tips on how to get your business up and running. We're also going to talk about my book launch event that's going to be here in New York City for those of you that can't make it in Texas. Okay, so social media marketing tips. First, you need to choose your network. What I mean by that is there are several different platforms that you can use, one of which is Facebook, you have LinkedIn, you have Google+, and let me see, Twitter, which is one of everybody's favorites. And when you choose these different platforms, what you need to do is you need to, of course, you have to fill out your profiles. Now, in filling out your profiles, of course, yes, your name, location, of course, the title of what you do. But now for Twitter, for one, you know, certain things, there's only a limited amount of stuff that you could put in. And when you want to start putting in like your bio and you want to get really extensive, that's when you have to start paying. And for all these social media networks, they all start out free, and free is good. But just know that once you start doing it free, you really have to push and get the max out of it. And when you want to go to the next level, that's when you start paying. And the fees aren't very high. You know, some things you can get for maybe $24 a month. But in order for you to succeed and go further, you will have to invest a little bit. Okay, so then you have to find your voice and your tone. Don't be like somebody else. Don't copy somebody else, because like they always say, somebody else's voice is already taken and that's not you. You want to create your own voice. You want to be authentic, and you want to own what it is that you do. Then you have to pick a posting strategy. Now, of course, there's several different ways that you can post, and they do recommend that you post 3 times a day, morning, noon, and evening time. Now, that may work for me, but it may not work for you. What you have to do is you have to see when your audience is going to be on the network. Now, for me, especially like for Twitter, a lot of my people are on Twitter at night. Like yesterday with the BET Awards, I just happened to go on, and you know that was around about 8 o'clock or so. And I went on and I began to communicate, which is very important. You should communicate and you should engage. And then I threw in some information about myself and about the book launch. Now, that's how you do it. You get in when everybody's there so that everybody can see you, and everybody's not necessarily going to respond, but what you want is you want for them to see your post. So for me, like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, that's good for me to post. And on Google, I usually post on Google all day, not a specific time, because on Google I get a lot of reviews. I don't get a lot of interaction all the time, but I do get interaction. But a lot of people have seen the stuff that I'm posting, so I'm getting noticed, and that's what you want. You want to get noticed. You want people to know who you are and establish a relationship with them if you can on all your different platforms. Okay, then you want to analyze and you want to test. So with your posting, you have to analyze who's responding. And that's how you're going to find out who would be most likely to buy your product. And that's how you have to do it. You have to test it. in order to know whether or not what you're doing is working in order for you to grow. Then you want to automate, and you want to, again, I say engage. Now with the automation is imperative, especially as an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurs, they go from one venture to the next venture. And you're not going to be able to grow your ventures unless you learn how to automate. There are different types of ways you can automate. You can automate with Hootsuite. You can use a buffer. There's another program. I can't quite think of it right now. But anyway, these are different types of ways that you can automate. And I'll give you a few examples. Like for me, I'm also a hairstylist as well. So I'm joined with a organization that's called StyleSeat. And StyleSeat enables me to not have to talk to all my clients. I just set everything up on StyleSeat, and my clients, if they want to get their hair done or if they want to get in contact with me, they just go directly to the site. They just go in, they book their appointment. I have all the different prices in there for them. They pick out what they want and they schedule it. At that point, I get an email. The email will then tell me, okay, Gloria's coming at 4 o'clock. She wants to get a hair weave done. It's going to take you 45 minutes. So I know at that point that I have 45 minutes to complete Gloria's hair. I know when she's coming, and I know what time she's coming, and I never did a thing. It's on automate. All I did was set the program up, and the program works for itself. So that's an example of automation. I don't know, maybe you're in a different type of business. Perhaps you have your own salon online, or perhaps you have your own hair products online. I'll use that for a good example. That would entail you having your own website, having your own products visible so your clients can see it, where they can just go in, see what different types of hair that you have available, the pricing, and find out if you have any specials, and they can go right in and they can purchase what they want. And with that, you have to have customer service on hand. So if they had any problems, if there was any problems with the hair, if you had to refund, they would know what to do by just looking at this website. So those are different ways that you can automate. And of course, engage. It's very, very important. So with that, now we're going to talk a little bit about some small different business tips. There's several that I have here, but you need to know why, as a small business entrepreneur, why you have opened up your business. You then need to know what's going to be different about your business as opposed to another business that would be like yours. You have to search and look and see what's going on with the competition and the marketing, and just know where you stand. And again, you always have to do something to critique, to make the business at your own, where you're going to stand out and make a difference. You have to think about the structure. The structure, I'm talking about the pros and cons, you know? There's always going to be pros and cons. It's not going to be easy sailing. And with the pros and the cons, you just have to know that you can still move forward and achieve your goals, because without the struggle, you're not going to grow. The struggles are your trials and your tribulations to get you stronger, to get you where you need to go. And then you need to know about the rules and the regulations and the laws. What I'm talking about is with the federal and the state, you know, the IRS, so on and so forth. And as you move forward in your entrepreneurship journey, you will need to get a lawyer for many different reasons. When you first start to put up the business, you need to know if you're going to be a sole proprietorship, or if you're going to have an LLC. And these are all things that you can take care of yourself, but there may be some things in the contract that you might not understand. So that's where having a lawyer is going to come in for you. He must be a small business lawyer, someone that specializes and these types of things, because lawyers you can use for all different types of things. You don't want to get the wrong lawyer who doesn't specialize in what you do, because it's not going to benefit you. All right, then you need to know that the business that you have created, you need to know that that's your responsibility. You're the boss. You're the one who has to come in when things aren't going well and turn the negatives into a positive. Do what it takes to persevere. Don't be stagnated. Don't make up excuses. Just do what you need to do and be about your business. You have a creative mind. When something comes up that you don't understand, you have to do your research. You have to do your research, because you're the leader. You're leading the ship, you're leading the pack, and you have to be an example. Now, you also have to be careful in building your reputation. You want to steer clear of anything that's negative and has a negative reflection on what it is that you're doing. That could even mean being separate from, people, friends, and people that you associate with. Perhaps, what's going on with them is not so positive, and if you're dealing with them, it could be a bad reflection on you and your company and what you have built to establish. And there's other ways of getting around that, but we'll talk about that at a later date. That all comes underneath the title of branding yourself and cleaning up negative stuff that floats around on the internet. Then, of course, you always have to think about yourself and, running yourself ragged. You have to take time out for yourself, reinvent yourself, do meditation, go away on a vacation, but take time out for yourself because it's needed. And then we talk about having great people around you, like-minded people, people who uplift you, people who encourage you, people who are about what you stand for. Because these are the people that's going to help you and support you as you go further and further in your entrepreneurship. And then we have business advice. Business advice is very imperative. You should have a mentor, someone who can talk to you and help you strategize your business to make the most out of it. Now, at this point, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a small clip, and basically what it's going to do is just lay out for you all the information that I just gave you.
Ten top tips for small business. Understand why you are starting a small business. Starting your own small business is an incredibly rewarding enterprise. You must bear in mind, however, that it can be a very hard road to walk down. You must always remember why you decided to start in business yourself. Whatever your motivation, you must find a way to remember the reason why when things get tough. What is your point of difference? One of the motivating why factors for starting your own small business or startup may be that you know that you can do it better than other businesses you have worked for. What are you going to do that is different to your competition? What is your main point of difference going to be? During your research stage, you must check out your competition to see if and where there is a gap in the market. It may be a customer service issue, a cost issue, or any issue that you feel is lacking in your field. You must check out the competition. I know that my competition check my business out. It is vital that you do all the proper market research before you invest time and money into your idea. Don't directly steal from them though. Keep your integrity at all times. It's very important. How are you going to structure your small business? Make sure that you get the structure of your business right. There are pros and cons in every business structure. A company, partnership, or sole trader all have benefits depending on what type of business you want to be. They all have tax implications and liability implications. Ensure that you speak to your business lawyer and accountant to get the best advice depending on your goals now and for the future. Law, rules, and regulations. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. You can be liable for something that you didn't even know existed. Make sure you are fully aware of all the laws, legislation, rules, and regulations in your chosen area of business. This is true of both the federal level and on the state level. Check websites like ATO, ASIC, and reliable business websites to get all the right information. If in doubt and you can afford it, go and see a small business lawyer to ensure that you've done all of the due diligence. You should check up on employment law, taxation law, corporations law if you decide to become a company, workplace safety, and health and safety, among others. You are the boss. Act like it. You are in charge of your own destiny now. If there are any problems in the business, it is up to you to sort it out. If the matter requires to put in an all-nighter, then you have to do it. You are the boss. You need to lead by example. Don't expect other people and employees to do something that you are not prepared to do yourself or that you have not done with your eyes closed 1,000 times before. The idea of a passive income when you're in a small business is like a unicorn. It's a mythical creature that doesn't really exist. No one is going to love your business like you do. Do not accumulate debt unless your accountant says it's okay. Don't worry, your accountant will never say that it's okay. This is a tough one because it depends entirely on the business and the economy. However, for every success story, there are hundreds or thousands of small business people and entrepreneurs who have lost the shirt off their backs to banks and money lenders. If you can build your business without borrowing money or becoming encumbered under debt or a bad lease, then it is probably better that you do. Take time off. It is really important. Sometimes you will need to dig deep and do what needs to be done. We have all pulled all-nighters or worked 7 days per week, but this type of work for most is unsustainable. It is really important that you take some time off and actually be off. There is no point in taking some time off and then having your head at work the whole time. Be present with what you are doing right now and forget about work. It's not going anywhere. It'll be there on Monday when you get back. Google mindfulness meditation to help you gain the skills needed to find some peace and stillness inside. I'll put a link below. Surround yourself with great people. It is really important in business to surround yourself with good people. Lose the negative people and gossip spreaders from your business and surround yourself with great people. There are thousands of great, highly profitable small businesses that don't follow that horrible cutthroat corporate way of doing things. If you treat people properly, you will get the best out of them and they are more likely to take some ownership of their role. Get business advice and ongoing training. If you are not getting better, then you are getting worse. I never really understood what this meant until a few years ago. Basically, all of your competition could be learning new skills, developing existing skills further, and broadening their skill set. If you are not doing the same, then you are dropping behind. Get more organised. If you are lucky enough to be in a business that uses administration software, then if you can afford it, use it. It is really important that you use more than Outlook or Google Email and calendars in your business. Doing the tasks longhand that a good software can do can take up a lot of time, and you may end up not even doing them. Click the links to follow us on social media or subscribe for small business and trademark updates.
Hello, I hope you enjoyed that clip. I picked it out especially for you. So with that, now we're going to give you the quote of the day. And it is, a shift today could be your best foot forward. Go, go, go. Can we put that up on the screen so they can see it? And I just wanted to add that with the book collaboration, the book is now, for a limited time only, it is 99 cents. And you can go to, let me see. The link for that is bit.ly/shiftthebook. And again, that's going to be 99 cents for a limited time only. My name is Cora Harrell. I am a visionary entrepreneur, and I am telling my own heartfelt story from a professional point of view. That's going to be it. I'm going to see you next week. We are live here. We're Entrepreneurs Married with Cora Harrell. Ciao for now. Have a great day.